Filming in Qum was my dream for years, and now by the grace of God, this is my third documentary in a row coming from the holy city, which Imam Jafar as-Sadiq alayhi salam fondly referred to as the sanctuary of the Ahlul Bayt. The Imamzadeh of Qum, more than 400 by the way, have been well documented by the scholars and genealogists of the past, having traced with various proofs and references their lineages back to the infallible Imams who were the progeny and successors of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him and his Ahlul Bayt. Several of these Imamzadeh have dedicated shrines built over their graves, making it easy to identify them. There are those whose graves are present in plain sight, with people continuously walking by as they go about their daily chores. And then there are those whose graves are visited by millions from across the globe, and yet most remain blissfully unaware of their very existence. Today we return to the holy shrine of Bibi Fatima Masumeh, peace be upon her, to talk about an esteemed lady from the Ahlul Bayt who is buried right alongside her under the Golden Dome, whose contribution to the shrine itself is indispensable, yet somehow her name is hardly ever mentioned and mostly remains concealed in the pages of history. If you have watched my earlier documentary about Imamzadeh Musa Mubaraka, you would know that he and his family played a critical role in the nurturing and guidance of Qum as a city towards a path of religion and knowledge in those early crucial days. Back when the entire shrine of Bibi Fatima Masumeh was all but a room constructed with straw mats under a roof made from sticks. And I am not talking about just the immediate family, but for generations that followed. Did you know that there are 8 holy ladies from the Ahlul Bayt buried alongside Bibi Fatima Masumeh in the shrine of Qum? Their names are Bibi Mohammed and Bibi Maimuna, nieces of Imamzadeh Musa Mubaraka; Bibi Ishaq, granddaughter of Imamzadeh Musa Mubaraka; Bibi Habib and Bibi Ahmad, great-granddaughters of Imamzadeh Musa Mubaraka; Bibi Qasim and Bibi Bariha, descendants of Imamzadeh Musa Mubaraka. And last but not the least, Bibi Zainab Khatun Salamullah Alaiha, who is the subject of this documentary, the 29th of the Lost Legends. Peace be upon them. So who is this lady buried alongside Bibi Fatima Masumeh? Allow me to give you a thorough introduction. Bibi Zainab Khatun is the daughter of Imam Mohammed Taqi al-Jawad alayhi salam, the 9th infallible Imam, who is buried in the holy shrine of Kazman in Iraq, alongside her great-grandfather Imam Musa al-Kazim alayhi salam, the 7th Imam. 3 of her family members are buried under the Golden Dome of the Holy Askaran Shrine of Samarra in Iraq. Her brother Imam Aliun Naqi al-Hadi alayhi salam, her sister Bibi Hakima Khatun Salamullah Alaiha, and her mother Bibi Samana al-Maghribiya Salamullah Alaiha. Bibi Zainab Khatun is also the younger sister of Imamzadeh Musa Mubaraka, the father of the Rizvi Sayyids, which makes her a member of the first family of the Rizvi Sadat and the grand aunt of the Rizvi Sayyids. 2 of her sisters, Bibi Muhammad and Bibi Khadija, are buried along with Imamzadeh Musa Mubaraka in the Chehel Akhtaran Shrine of Qum, while her younger sister, Bibi Fatima, locally known as Bibi Zubaydah Khatun, is buried in the scenic hills of Naraq in the Isfahan province of Iran, a mere 2-hour drive from Qum. Peace be upon them. Bibi Zainab Khatun was also known as Bibi Alawiya. Her date of birth is not mentioned in history, but she opened her eyes in an era when the Abbasid caliphs were extremely hostile towards the Prophet's progeny. There were 5 major migrations of the Sadat from Arabia to Iran. Bibi Zainab Khatun came to Iran during the period of the 5th migration. Imamzadeh Musa Mubaraka arrived in Qum in 256 Hijri. After settling down, he invited his sisters to join him through a letter. Traveling with two sisters and other relatives, Bibi Zainab Khatun took the same route as Bibi Fatima Masumeh, peace be upon them. Starting from Medina, she travelled through Kufa, Madain, Baghdad and Nahrawan. From Khanaqin of Iraq's Diyala province, she entered Iran from Qasr-e-Shirin of the Kermanshah province, setting foot on the soil of Qum around 258 Hijri. This was 3 years after the death of her elder brother, Imam Aliun Naqi al-Hadi a.s., and during the imamate of her nephew, Imam Hassan al-Askari a.s., who was then under house detention in Samarra, Iraq. This unrelenting persecution at the hands of the Abbasids being the major cause for their shifting base to Iran. In Qum, 56 years after the burial of Bibi Fatima Masumeh, Bibi Zainab Khatun took on the role of the education of women and the management of their affairs. In the short period of 2 years that she lived in Qum, she became renowned with titles such as Fazila, meaning virtuous, Zahida, meaning saintly, Abida, meaning worshipper, Alima, meaning knowledgeable, and Karima, meaning generous. But there is one particular contribution that will remain a favor to every single visitor of the shrine of Qum. O pilgrims of a shrine who seek nearness to Allah and entry to paradise through her ziyarat and intervention, let it be known that Bibi Zainab Khatun, daughter of Imam Mohammed Taqi al-Jawad a.s., is the architect of the very first dome and courtyard of the holy shrine of Bibi Fatima Masumeh, peace be upon them. Bibi Zainab Khatun died in the same year, 260 Hijri. It is almost as if her arrival in Qum was for the purpose of accomplishing this very task. She was also among the recipients of the news of the birth of the 12th Imam, which under the circumstances was kept a secret, hidden from the knowledge of the general population. Just consider the wisdom of the timing. The construction of the dome of Bibi Fatima Masumeh coincides exactly with the commencement of Ghaibat al-Sughra, or the minor occultation of Imam al-Mahdi a.s. Soon even the remaining Imam Zadeh would leave the world, but not before guiding towards a center of unification, guidance and revolution for the Shias, especially those of Qum, for generations to follow. The daughter of Imam Zadeh Musa Mubarakah, also named Bibi Zainab, later built 2 more domes and installed the first zari over the grave of Bibi Fatima Masumeh. Bibi Zainab Khatun, daughter of Imam Muhammad Taqi al-Jawad a.s., was put to rest under the 3rd dome, while the shrine remained unchanged for almost 2 centuries. In 457 Hijri, Mir Abul Fazl, vizier of Tughril the Great, on the advice of the revered scholar Sheikh Nasiruddin Tusi, built a high dome that covered the graves of all the holy ladies. The expansion and renovation work continued from the Safavid and the Qajar eras through to the 19th and the 20th centuries and beyond the Revolution period, until what began as a mere ceiling made from sticks became a shrine that has left millions of beholders in absolute awe. And although the dome of the holy shrine of Qum has been renovated and rebuilt several times over the past centuries, the credit of initiating the process and for building the first dome belongs to Bibi Zainab Khatun, peace be upon her. My purpose behind this documentary is to make the pilgrims of Qum aware of the names of the holy ladies buried alongside Bibi Fatima Masumeh, peace be upon her. Even if we cannot be articulate scholars of history, we can at the very least be attentive students. For Imam Ali a.s. once said that verily Allah likes it that when you do something, you do it properly. Salams to all.